my league, and I'm going to have to use a different roster. So what we're going to do here is we're going to just start from that place, and we're just going to make the off-season into not the off-season, if that makes sense. So we're going to have... I want it with rookies and free agency. I guess we'll just sign the rookies out of free agency. That's how we'll do it, I guess. Alright, they are done barking at the mailman. So, here's what's going to happen. We're going to be making trades and signings, I guess, here. So now... Oh, that's the... We'll start off with the Cavs. We're going to start... Nah, we'll start with the Sixers. We'll just go from team to team. So with the Sixers, they have... This is their roster... No. Melo, Howard, why are they here? Why are they here? Melo and Howard are not on that team. Did it auto-sign people? Well, at least the Cavs got Obi Toppin. Did he do like his own predictions here? Is that what he did? Did he do his own predictions? I think he did. Unless they auto-sign people. He's saying Tristan Thompson's going to the Heat. I mean, I do want Tristan Thompson off the Cavs, but I don't know about the Heat. They've got plenty of big men. So I can't use his roster, because that was his roster predictions. Then how am I supposed to do this? These don't have college kids. Do these guys have... Is it just LaMelo? Is it just LaMelo, or is it all people? Can't tell. And I don't like LaMelo. I hate how it's named after a single person. I don't like him. I don't like him at all. Oh, crap. That's fine. I could just go to the My League settings. So what am I doing here? Just auto-generate those, because we're not going to be doing that off-season. So, okay. This is the actual stuff here. And this has... What is going on? Why did it say LaMelo? Is he on a team? Is he really on a team? Is somebody gonna be that guy? Player finder. I don't know why I was being stupid. LaMelo Ball. He's not going to the Timberwolves, and I hate people. I absolutely hate people. Bold prediction. Bust. Just like his brother. Is the college roster the one with... This said Rooks free agents, but they're not free agents. They were not free agents. Rappers roster? I don't want rappers. College roster. Is this like the Cavs will be Ohio State or something? I don't get that. Or is this like the guys that just got drafted from college coming in? I don't know. Let's see. I'll be able to tell. Yep, college. This is college. So the Cavs are probably Ohio State. They brothers? They brothers? So this is actual college. Oh, brother. I just want to do it tonight. Or at least today. I don't want to do it after the draft. Because that's the whole point of this. Is to get my mock draft. Sorta like a mock draft. I didn't do a fucking roster, dude. Roster. Did I do this guy, or did I think I did, right? That was the first guy I did, and they weren't free agents. They were on teams. Which you said Obi Toppin was on the Cavs, which I completely agree that we should or probably will pick Obi Toppin. But I have a very different look. So you'll see what I'm trying to do with the Cavs, because I feel like this is our best thing to do. I don't know if we're going to do it because we're the Cleveland Cavaliers, but I feel as if we should do it. So are these kids actual free agents? He's saying Denny Avdija. I say no, not Denny Avdija. We don't need Denny. Porter Jr. is fine. Well, not mentally, apparently, but he's fine. As a player. Maybe not mentally, but as a player, he's fine. He needs a little help. Hopefully they can get it to him. This team, it does not look bad. I feel like we can make the playoffs with this team. But this guy right here, I don't want him. I don't want him. He's too old now. I don't want him anymore. And that's what I'm going to try to do. That's what I was going to do. And you're going to see something very similar to what I'm going to do when I start my rebuild on next gen. When I start my Cavs rebuild on the next gen, you're going to see you're going to see Kevin Love gone. You're not going to see him here. So I just need to find the right roster, and then I could just start everything. I mean, technically, I could release all of the free agents and stuff, but no. Don't care, bruh. Just go to the Cavs now just to look. Robin Lopez. No. Ooh, who else? Who else? I see Kylo Quinn. Also no. Van Vliet's out there. Gallinari's out there. So they do have free agents out there. Do they have... So this is the right thing for free agents, but why are these guys signed? I was going to say he got traded. But it was Justin, not Drew. I was like, why is he so far down the list? I hate Zizic so much. So, does that mean, like, all of these people are... Yeah, see, like, Green, Berea's there. No, he's not. I was thinking of, what's his name? Can't even think of his name. Oh my gosh, Raul Nato. I was thinking of NATO. So this is probably the closest I've gotten, but I don't think I saw any. I mean, if I just look, yeah, see, no Obi Toppin. So there is no rookies, but he does have everyone in free agency. But I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this, which sucks because I want to do it so bad. I can't even get it on, like, I can't do anything on the computer either. I needed to download the roster. I couldn't do anything on the computer. Yeah, I couldn't, I couldn't do the, I blanked. I'm literally, like, oh, I couldn't trade during the draft. The main thing I want to do is the draft. That's what I want to do, and I guess I have to do it because you can't start now and you can't start in the off season in any of these. So it's boring, but okay, we're looking good so far. Here we have nothing. So I don't think I can. I really don't. I wish I could start now, but I can't start today until next, or until the season starts. So after the off season, I can start today. Which I think they do that every year, but one thing I could do was start in the off season regularly, but I can't. I can't start in the off season. Like, even if I'm using the 2K Sports roster, I cannot start in the off season. Creating a custom league or when using a custom roster. Again, not a custom league. I'm using the current NBA teams. Not a custom league, not a custom roster. Just can't use it. Just can't do it at all. And it's annoying. To be fair, I could fantasy draft. I could do that. But then picks and stuff would be messed up. Okay. Well, here's what I was going to do for at least the Cavaliers. The Cavaliers, I think, with the 5th pick, will take Obi Toppin. That's my prediction, is that they're going to take Obi Toppin with the 5th pick. And then after that 5th pick, they're gonna, I want to say, trade Kevin Love and get a first rounder, mid to late first round, and pick RJ Hampton to back up for either back up or start next to Garland, you know? I don't think Garland was a bust, but I feel like we could have done better. I did like the pick at the time, but looking back, I feel like we could have done better with the pick. So yeah, Kevin Love, get a first rounder off of him, maybe even throw Tristan Thompson in the deal. I mean, who do we have to give up? Obviously, we signed people late last season. Drummond I want to keep. We want to build around Drummond. Kevin Love, Tristan Thompson, two people I want gone. Chetty Osman can be thrown in some deal. I don't like Zizic. If you want Zizic, you can have him. Dellavedova's got to stay because nobody's going to want that awful contract. So, yeah. For them, I think getting rid of Kevin Love, Tristan Thompson, I feel like people would want to bite on Chetty Osman. Not a good player. I don't like him. And obviously, he doesn't put up production at all. I had no idea who he was going into the draft when we drafted him. And I still feel that way. I still like, who was this dude and why did we pick him? He was second round. So I guess these are okay second round numbers. But he was the first pick in the second round. I could have had so much better. Wait, 2015 we drafted, not you. You're a rookie. Not you. Not you. You're a rookie. Not you. He was our first round pick in 2016. Windler was a rookie. McKinney we didn't pick. Dean Wade, he went undrafted, and Matt Mooney went undrafted. Who did we pick in 2015? It wasn't Colin Sexton. Who was our first pick in 2015? I'll know the name when I see it. Traded him, obviously. It wasn't Kyrie. Kyrie was already there. He was 2013. 2015. Oof. Ooh. Did we have a first pick in 2015? Maybe we didn't. Maybe we didn't. Maybe that's what we gave up. I don't know, in some trade. Maybe we gave them that. No. Wasn't him. Wait. Where would he be? Golden State. No, he's 2014. Was he part of that trade? Was the 2015 pick part of that trade? For Kevin Love? And they used it to get... Coughlin went undrafted, okay. Who? First round, In 2015, we took Tyus Jones, traded him to the Timber. He was part of the... Traded him to the Timberwolves as well. But he wasn't in the... What did we get from him? And obviously, we definitely came out on top with that one, by the way. Who do we get from him, though? Because Tyus Jones hasn't been that guy. Tyus Jones has been traded a couple times. Yeah, so he's on the Grizzlies now. Okay, here we go. What did the Cavs get from Tyus Jones? Did we end up getting the pick to get... We drafted... We didn't have a first rounder in 16, I don't think. And the deal, the Timberwolves send 31 and 36 to the Cavs. For our 24th pick. So who did we pick with those picks? And that was Woj that said that, so. Now, who do we pick with those picks? Did we trade those picks as well? I could just go to 2015 draft. That was with Karl Anthony Towns. So he was the first pick. I know that. I don't care about NBA draft. Or, like, I don't care about Wikipedia. I don't want Wikipedia. BasketballReference.com. Very reliable. Wikipedia, no. Yeah, I'm a teacher. So what? So it said 31. We selected Chetty Osman. 36. Oh, I remember now. Rakeem Christmas. Okay. Oh, I remember Rakeem Christmas. Yeah, I remember him. Did we come out on the upper hand? I mean, I'd much rather have freaking Tyus Jones now. Looking back at it, I'd much rather have him than Chetty Osman. I did like this pick, though. I did like Tyus Jones then. I thought it was in a different trade. I didn't realize that we got Chetty Osman from him. I guess Chetty Osman does have more production, but I don't like him. I just don't. The only thing good about him is that they get to make jokes about him on, like, Star Wars night. It's the only good thing about him. So, yeah, Tyus Jones, which has been shooting awful from the free throw line. For a point guard, at least that's awful. 3-point percentage is not good either. Field goal percentage is... last year it was career high. Over his career, it's decent. Not amazing, though. Who was the best steal out of this draft? Josh Richardson went in the second round. Norman Powell went in the second round. So it doesn't look like anybody late second round is worth noticing. Willie Hernan Gomez went in the second round. Montrezl Harrell went right after Chetty Osman So we passed up on Harrell. Larry Nance Jr. Obviously, you have Towns and Russell, which are now teammates. Then you had Okafor. That's probably one of the biggest busts. I wouldn't say he's a bust. I'm just saying definitely not what they wanted him to be. I mean, he was a third pick of the draft. You want him to be your guy. Woj drops a bomb. Technically, he retweets a bomb, saying Miami is guaranteed the $1.7 million contract of Duncan Robinson and Kendrick Nunn for the 2021 season. League sources tell ESPN Robinson had a $1 million set to be guaranteed on November 28th and Nunn $300K on the first day of the regular season. This dude just dropped the stupidest thing ever. Here you have Garrett Temple, Kyrie Irving, Karis LeVert, Taurean Prince, and the 2020 first round pick to the Rockets for Thabo Sefolosha, Russell Westbrook, and James Harden. Seriously, dude? Is that Dion Williams? Dion. Okay, well, I am upset that I couldn't do what I wanted to. The idea that keeps going into my head is getting everybody that's supposed to be a free agent just up their contract a year. But that's going to take a long time. I guess I could go through and just give my insight here. So I think that at the stage of the 76ers right now, they have to get rid of Joel Embiid. They just have to get rid of Joel Embiid. He's going to want his own team. Ben Simmons probably wants his own team. They both kind of deserve their own team. Them together isn't going to work very much longer. Simmons needs to become a big. He needs to become a big. Stop playing point guard. You can't shoot. Just play big. Tobias Harris got to go. Al Horford got to go. This team is just in a bad spot right now. Horford had a terrible, terrible season for them last year. His production has gone down so much since his days in Atlanta. I mean, he peaked in 13-14, and then ever since, he just dropped. And Tobias is just not that dude no more. Yeah, 19.6 points per game. 7 or so boards. But they're way overpaying him. He definitely doesn't deserve... What is he getting paid? Like 34 divided by 5. I don't know. Too much math. We're going to actually go back to that view. I like this view better. And other than that, draft a point guard. Unless you want to move Matisse Thybulle to point guard, draft a point guard. Shake Milton can also be a point guard. You know what? Now that I'm looking at it, maybe you could make or go one last time with Embiid and Simmons, and if it doesn't work out, you get rid of Embiid. So you could make this one last run with them two, but eventually I'm going to pick Ben Simmons over Joel Embiid because he's younger, and he's probably the better big to build around. He's 6'10", Embiid is 7 foot, 2-inch difference, and it's just like, I mean, 3-point percentage of 286, 0-0. How many has he attempted in his career? How many has he even attempted? 3 points attempted. 11 and 6 and 2. Okay, look. In his first 2 years playing, technically his rookie season, but whatever. He went 0 for 17 in his first 2 years. He then went 2 for 7. Not horrible. But not good. 2 for 7. It's just not. It's obviously better than what he did in his 2 previous seasons. He's just got to work on the perimeter shot, and really, if he can develop into that perimeter shot, he's going to be dominant. Do I think he should play point guard? No. Do I think he should play maybe small forward, power forward? Yeah. 6'10" at point guard. I get that he moves like a guard. LeBron moves like a guard. Guess what he plays? Small forward. Well, he will check into guard every here and there, and he will play guard. He will dribble the ball up the court, make some plays. But he's a playmaker. Ben Simmons just looks to attack the rack. He's not really a playmaker. 8 assists, okay, but that's because he attacks the rack. You know, and he just dishes it out to people on the perimeter, and, like, that's how he makes his plays. Soon enough, they're just going to let him attack, put one-on-one, and just leave everybody. Somebody always comes in because they have a point guard on him. For Milwaukee, obviously, they did get Drew Holiday, and they did get Bogdanovich. So that would mean... At this point, I'm going to go with the ones that are at this point. You know, I'm going to go with the rosters that are at this point because they do have the Chris Paul trade in, but that's all they got. So now, here, I already did them. Next, you have them. They did get Drew Holiday. They did get Bogdanovich. But what they need to get is a bench. Now they have to figure out who and what is going to be their bench. Antetokounmpo at point guard, his brother at point guard, not going to happen. He doesn't move like Ben Simmons, so you can't consider him to be a point guard. He's 6'6". No. When you have a small forward that's shorter than a point guard, it's not going to happen. So who's really going to be a free agent this year? Connaughton's a free agent. Korver's a free agent. Frank Mason's a free agent. Robin Lopez is a free agent. Because he had an option. Has an option. He, I believe, opted out of said option. Who else is a free agent here? Cameron Reynolds. So really, I would, yeah, my friend's like being weird. He's saying, oh, we don't got a bench now. It was a horrible trade to get Drew Holiday because we gave up like everything. I get that, but if the dude is a stud, just look at the stats. The dude was a stud. Either he is a stud, not was a stud. He is a stud, and he's good. He fits. He's gonna fit really well on this team, and I feel like they're finally gonna get past second round. I feel it. I feel like they're going to make the conference championship. Yeah. So for the Bucks, this is their starting 5 here: Holiday, Bogdanovich, Middleton, Kumpo, Lopez. For your backups, I like Wesley Matthews, so I would go with him. I would let Kyle Korver go. And I'm probably, if I were you, never mind, I think you traded your pick for Drew Holiday. I was going to say draft a point guard. However, that's not going to work. I say bring that's not really ideal. Wesley Matthews, that's also not ideal. How many minutes per game does he play? 24 minutes a game, and you're putting up those numbers? Hey. This is hard to look at. Oof. This bench is not actually that good. So I'm saying just revamp your whole bench. You got to go into free agency. Don't look for any more starters. Get a bench. That's all you need. Just get a bench. Korver, I'm letting go. Connaughton, I'm letting go. Mason is a two-way player. He did play a little bit. 13 minutes per game. That's not horrible. It's not a horrible line for 13 minutes a game. So I think I might bring Mason back. Lopez, I'm letting go. Brown, I'm letting go. James is contractually here. Reynolds can walk. Acampo can apparently stay because he's got 2 years on his contract. So I'll bring back Acampo. But you're gonna have to get a center. That's the most important thing here. You have a shooting guard, and if you bring Frank Mason back, you have a point guard. So you need a center. Sterling Brown. I mean, no. He's young. No. But no. So I'm saying get a center, get a backup center, get us a backup small forward, and really run a 9-man rotation. They need to play him more. He doesn't play nearly enough. 30 minutes per game is not enough for him. He needs to play more. Obviously, they want to keep him healthy. They want to keep him fresh, but he needs to play more. He's got to get that workload in. He's ready for the workload for sure. And I'm saying keep him in the game. Don't obviously overplay him. Run a 9-man rotation. Don't do 10 players. Don't. And I'm saying skip the power forward position. Don't get a backup power forward. If you need to, your backup center can play power forward, or you could figure that out, So I'm saying 9-man rotation, get your bench ready. Don't get a power forward. It's not that you don't really need it when you have an MVP ready to take on a higher workload. Just get it better bench other than power forward. For the Bulls, I don't know what it's going to take for them to actually win games. I need them to free Zach LaVine. I mean, free this man. He works his butt off. 35 minutes a game, 25.5 points a game, and he just gets sold. I mean, Lauri Markkanen's been... This year, he was not that guy. The year before, he was alright. He was pretty good, actually. But now this year, he really took a drop off. He did play less minutes, but it did take a drop off. At 23 years old, that's not what you like to see. Otto Porter, he's here still. My opinions are that this dude needs to earn his money. I don't know what they thought paying this guy this much money, but you need to earn it. You just got to step up. You can't really do anything about that contract. I don't think anybody's going to really take that from you. Wendell Carter Jr., I really like. I still think he's there. Chris Dunn, got to work on the perimeter, man. He's just got to work on the perimeter. So then you'll probably just have Chris Dunn, Zach LaVine, Otto Porter, Lauri Markkanen, Wendell Carter Jr. is your starting 5, and you really need to work on your bench. You really need to work on your bench. I mean, Thaddeus Young, dude. Kobe White. Oh, he's probably going to be point guard, starting point guard. Absolutely. I mean, look. They have such good depth to the fact that they don't have a good starting lineup. So, like Daniel Gafford here. He's behind, apparently, Luke Cornett. Well, let's look real quick. They have Gafford playing over Cornett, so this is what they say is going to be. So you have Satoransky at starting point guard. I would dare to say you put White there. Satoransky, you bump his minutes down, obviously, and give White some more. He doesn't need to be playing that much. And then you have Levine starting shooting guard. That's obvious. That's a given. Porter will be there. Markkanen will be there. Carter Jr. will be there. So then this will be your bench. You have Satoransky, Thaddeus Young, Dunn, and Gafford. You don't need a shooting guard. So if anything, you could move probably Satoransky to small forward because he's taller and he's bigger and he's stronger than Chris Dunn. So Satoransky can play small forward. You don't need a shooting guard. Zach LaVine's got most of the shooting guard locked up. He's fine. I'm saying stick with the 9-man. You're going to like the 9-man rotation. Maybe sometime in the near future you trade Thaddeus Young. You bring in Chandler Hudson. I like Chandler Hutchinson over Thaddeus Young for sure. Like him over Thaddeus Young. And you bring in Hutchinson instead of Young, and he'll probably show out. Shaquille Harrison, apparently 77 overall. I don't really think that's right. 11 minutes per game, just under 5, 2 and 1. It's not good. Denzel Valentine not playing. Honestly, he didn't play in the 18-19 season. He was hurt the entire 18-19 season. But the 17-18 season was really good for him. He obviously didn't have the bounce-back year that they wanted. But I feel like you give him one last shot. Maybe you could throw him in there every once in a while when somebody needs some load management or something. You throw him in there and you just... yeah. You just throw him in there. If you really could... obviously I don't think it's going to happen. If you really could, you trade Otto Porter. There is no way this dude deserves the money he's getting putting up these absolute garbage numbers. He's getting paid superstar money to put this up. To put up 23 minutes a game, and he puts up 11, almost 12. 3.5, almost 2. 1.1 steals per game is alright. But as a big man, you would think he has more blocks, and he's only got 0.4. Not it. That's not it. So if you could move Otto Porter, absolutely do it. Oh boy, my Cavaliers. We're in a crisis. We don't know what we're doing. We don't know whether we're rebuilding or whether we are contending, and I really don't like that. We need to obviously figure out what we're doing. Like I said, I want Kevin Love just off the team, so let's just put him here real quick. Just put Tristan Thompson there, I guess. Or no, we're going to put Larry Nash Jr. there. Because I said... So this is what I say to do here. You trade these two. If they'll be taken, you trade those two. Dylan Windler gets his minutes. Dellavedova doesn't get any. If you could just drop Dellavedova, I would definitely take that. You take Obi Toppin, and then you also get a first round and pick RJ Hampton. Celtics. heavy workload on Brown and Tatum. Heavy workload on their starting lineup, nonetheless. And I don't know why they're doing that. I mean, they have Enes Kanter. Okay. So obviously you're going to keep Kemba Walker. I guess you could keep Marcus Smart. I mean, he's been proficient, I guess. Not really the numbers you like to see, but, like, he'll probably develop over time. He's definitely a great defensive player. He also brings the physicality to the team. So I think that he's good. Maybe if you could bring him off the bench, that would be better. So if you could possibly get somebody to start, Brown, Tatum, stay. Daniel Tice, sure. I guess. Not really ideal numbers. Not really ideal numbers from him, actually. But he's going to be their starting center, although Enes Kanter's a better player. I say you start Enes Kanter. Is he going to be a free agent, though? I don't know. Can't look. Semi Ojele, I don't understand what they're holding back from him. Brad Wanamaker, I don't know what you're trying to do with this dude, but stop it. You bring out Hayward, you bring Ojele, and you bring Grant Williams. That's shooting guard, small forward, power forward. And obviously, it's not ideal to see that your small forward's taller than your power forward. And things like that. You then have, Big Robert Williams. Really, you got deep depth. If you use it correctly, you will be fine. Maybe what you could do is this and bring in Enes Kanter into the starting lineup. He'll start at power forward. Okay. You take his workload down a lot. Then you just start giving his minutes to... Okay, Hayward's workload will go down. Wanamaker, just cut him out. Just stop it. Stop it with him. Smart can go back to the... He could be six-man. Sure. You have 16 minutes to split between Ojele and Williams. Yes, that looks odd. I know it looks odd. I feel like maybe Kanter can go down. But this will be your starting lineup. Or this will be your 10. You got Kemba Walker, and then you got Jaylen Brown at the 2, Tatum at the 3, Kanter or Tice at the 4. He's 6'8", and he's 6'10". You're obviously going to swap those two. Tice at the 4, Kanter at the 5. Marcus Smart will be your 6th man. Hayward will be your 7th off the bench. Then you're going to have Grant Williams. Apparently is good. Okay, 2K. And then you have Robert Williams and Semi Ojele. I don't know, that's just my opinion. Maybe you just need to take these two down a bit. These three, actually. Down a bit, and you need... Because you are not using your depth. You are using Brown and Tatum, which I get it. They are ballers. Too many minutes played, though. They're too young to be ready for the minutes they are playing. Shams is dropping a bomb real quick. NBA teams will be able to begin group practices on the 4th or 6th of December. That's not really something I care about. Yeah, so, I mean, apparently Javonte Green, don't resurrect him. His career's dead. They're saying don't throw, or they're saying don't reserve Taco Fall, and I completely agree with that. The man needs to be in the NBA. No, it's not like bias. I'm saying screw this Green dude because he's not good. Like, he's old. He's an older player. Never puts up good numbers. Carson Edwards. And I just really believe that this is the team that they run here. Next, the Los Angeles Clippers, not Chokers, Clippers. Excuse me. But I say you trade Patrick Beverley. Get him out of there. I say you... Obviously, Lou Will would be a nice starting point guard, but I don't think they're going to do that. I think they're going to keep him in the six-man role. Montrezl Harrell definitely needs to start. There's no doubt about that. Need to put him in there somewhere. But I say you make a big trade. You got to make a big trade. You got to get that third guy. It doesn't have to be another superstar, but it has to be a big player. Like, it has to be somebody very good. Not a big player, but very good player. I would say maybe along the lines of a possible Goran Dragic or a Mike Conley. I say somewhere along the lines of those guys. You know, maybe you could snatch Karis LeVert from the Nets, or maybe you can throw in Victor Oladipo. That's a good one, even though he did say he didn't. He stopped all the rumors saying that he was talking to other teams telling them to trade for him. When available, maybe you could trade for Eric Bledsoe. There's a possible D-Rose trade you could throw in. Van Vliet could be a guy. You know, you just need that third guy. And I feel like maybe Van Vliet could be the best option here because he did play with Kawhi in Toronto. So maybe that's a good idea. I don't know if Toronto would be willing to get rid of him, obviously. But it is an option. Yeah. They said Bradley Beal's not going anywhere. They already said that. So I feel like you need to trade Patrick Beverley. If you can get maybe like Van Vliet or somebody, he'll come play the one for you. Lou Will can be your sixth man, obviously. Montrezl Harrell can be apparently another bench big that is just there. Reggie Jackson's been off the bench pretty good. 24 minutes a season, or 24 minutes, but he did split time in Detroit, so yeah. Shamit, I feel like, can come along really well. JaMychal Green, I don't know what to do with him. Maybe I feel like you could put more on I don't like Pat Pete either. Joakim Noah, I don't know how to say it. I just know that he is not the guy for the job. I would say give more minutes to Harrell, give more minutes to Zubac, and just split split the minutes you get from Pat Bev between the two. And then you run 9 by cutting out JaMychal Green, possibly even involving him in the trade. I don't know. I'm just throwing out suggestions or something, you know. Obviously, you're not going to be moving on from Ja Morant anytime soon, as in, like, next 5, 6, 7 career. I don't know if he's going to be there his whole career, but I like Justice Winslow still. I really think he has potential. He's just got to reach it. Jaren Jackson Jr. I like. Valanciunas. I feel like you really need to go into young rebuild mode. Valanciunas can't be there much longer. Melton I like. Clark I like. Anderson is eh. Tyus Jones I like. Gorgie Dang I do not. I like Josh Jackson. I don't like Grayson Allen. This Watanabe guy has potential. You could possibly experiment with him for 1 year. Jonte Porter hasn't even played a game. Anthony Tolliver needs to retire. I don't like Grayson Allen. I like Josh Jackson. So what you're going to do here is you're going to get rid of Gorgie Dang. You're hopefully going to get rid of Gorgie Dang. Probably not. You could probably trade Kyle Anderson. I feel like they just need to go into rebuild mode. That's all it is. They need to go into rebuild mode. I would put Justice Winslow on the bench. Brandon Clark will play small forward. I just think that's the right thing to do. You trade Anderson. You then use Josh Jackson. Because I like Josh Jackson over Anderson any day of the week. You know, Tyus Jones stays. Dang is gone. And you probably pick up a center in free agency. I don't like Grayson Allen. You probably pick up a center in free agency. Just top off their minutes. You know, you have point guard, shooting guard, small forward, potential power forward, you know, in Justin Jackson. And you'll have a center sometime, possibly in free agency. Atlanta. I don't know what to do with them. I don't know if they're trying to rebuild or if they're trying to contend. I know Trae Young is an absolute stud. I get that they don't want to waste his years on rebuilding, but you can't win games by just using him. So with your good pick this year, you draft somebody that could help them, which means, what pick do they have? 6th? I think it's right after the Cavs, right? The 6th pick? I don't know. But I know you guys have a good pick this year. Pick someone good. Teague is not going to be here. I don't think he's a free agent, right? I just like how he ended back up on the... So, as I was saying, where was I? Yes, you just got to pick somebody. Somebody good. I mean, this Goodwin guy, no. Bruno Fernando, I don't think he's it. Dwayne Dedman, hopefully you can... I don't even know why you traded for him. Try and trade him again. Cam Reddish, that's a lot of minutes off the bench. Gonna bump those down. I don't like how many minutes Hoarder's getting, and I don't like how many minutes Hunter's getting. So you get rid of Dedmon. I'm saying you re-sign Teague, because I like Jeff Teague, especially him being on. In fact, he could start at point guard probably. He's 6'3". That's a little undersized for a shooting guard. Maybe Hoarder can play small forward. Hunter could come off the bench. And then here you have Skal Labissiere. I like Skal. And then you have 12 minutes left. You could probably throw. You need a guard out there. So you need a guard out there. which then you don't throw this guy out there. You definitely don't. You sign a guard. You sign a guard in free agency. Who it is? I like... Who is a guard that I like in free agency this year? Who even is a guard in free agency? And Celtics looking to extend Gordon Hayward for too much money. I'm sorry. I like Gordon Hayward. I wish him nothing but the best in his career and outside of his career, but he's just injury prone. I don't think that they should be paying him the money that they're looking to pay him. Definitely not it. Who is a... If I go here, right? If I just look. Fred VanVleet will be a free agent. I like it. Then again, I did say Hayward's looking to be a free agent. Drummond will not be. Teague will be, but you re-sign him. He's going to be your starting point guard. You re-sign him. You go maybe Goran Dragic. I like Goran Dragic. Yeah. I like Goran Dragic on this team. You know, yeah, I like Goran Dragic on the Hawks. That actually sounds very intriguing. Rondo is also another one. You could definitely rely on him in the playoffs. So you could, you know, sign Rondo to be playoff Rondo. The Heat. Let go of Goran Dragic. You let him go. You do not re-sign him. Do not re-sign Goran Dragic. You have too many guards to be re-signing Goran Dragic. You don't play Kendrick. You don't play Kendrick Nunn enough. Like, honestly, you just didn't. You didn't play Kendrick Nunn enough. You need to play him. He's got to be your starting point guard. Tyler Hero's also got to start. You get rid of... I thought that Iguodala was starting. I was going to say you get rid of Iguodala, but he's not starting. Duncan Robinson is obviously going to be starting for you. That is a gimme. He's very tall to be a shooting guard, but then again, they are throwing out a short offense. Or they're throwing out a short team. I mean, Bam Adebayo's 6'9" at center. But he's still a dog. Don't get me wrong. Bam Adebayo's a dog. Sorry guys, my dogs are barking. Yeah. So obviously, you don't really need to sign anyone. I say you get rid of Goran Dragic. I mean, get rid of Kelly Olynyk. Play Derek Jones Jr. And you either play Silva or Leonard. Leonard is 7 foot, Silva is 6'8". So I say this is what you run with. Iguodala more minutes off the bench. Him as well. Oh, wait. No. You need to work on Jimmy Butler's workload, or on his load, though. You're gonna get him injured. He's gonna get injured if he plays as much as he did in the playoffs. I know that it was the playoffs, and obviously they're gonna want him playing a lot. But if he plays as much as he did in the playoffs, he is going to get injured, and you're not gonna like that. Kendrick Nunn's your starting point guard. That's all I'm going to say. Kendrick Nunn is your starting point guard. Tyler Hero is your sixth man. Duncan Robinson, your starting shooting guard. Butler, your small forward. Crowder, your power forward. Adebayo, your center. Hero, Iguodala, Jones, Leonard, Dunn. Solomon Hill can go. Olynyk, gone. Dragic, gone. That just makes room for Okpala, for Silva. Haslam retired. I think. Kyle Alexander. Okay. This guy. Okay. So yeah, that's what I think. 2K thinks Kendrick Nunn shouldn't get a single minute to play. However, there's mistaken silly, as that's the stupidest thing you can ever hear from 2K. But it's 2K. Wait. They do need a point guard. No, they don't. You act like Jimmy Butler can't run point guard. He can run point guard. If not, Tyler Hero can run point guard, you know? Same thing with the Giannis situation. Just do it, you know? As you can see, it's the Hornets. Get everything besides a point guard because Devontae Graham is a stud. Absolute stud. Malik Monk, yeah, okay, he's good. Jalen McDaniels, yeah, okay, he's decent. But you need to... I don't know what you're thinking with this Terry Rozier deal. Because they technically traded for him. They did a sign and trade for him. I don't know what you were thinking. You're dumb. Bridges, he's fine. Washington, he's fine. Biyombo needs to go. Zeller needs to go. Monk stays. Martin, up in the air. McDaniels stays. You need a center so bad. That's where you draft James Wiseman. But you're not going to be able to. That's the problem. You move up in the draft. You trade for that Golden State Warriors pick, and you pick James Wiseman. The Jazz. All I'm going to say is build around Mitchell. If you want to get rid of Gobert, do it. Don't hesitate. He's not special. He's not. He's not a scorer. Rebounds are, yeah, cool. He's not a scorer. He's a defensive stalwart. I will give you that. He's just not, he doesn't fit the team. Clarkson, Ingles, Emmanuel Mudiay. I still like Emmanuel Mudiay. I do. Teams are just not letting him have a shot, but I feel like if they do let him have a shot, he's gonna sink it. Rajon Tucker. Gay. One thing I will say is you guys are getting closer. You're getting closer. Another thing I will say, start Joe Ingles. I know it's going to sound like I'm in the Instagram comments. Start Joe Ingles, dude. Georges Niang, Clarkson is good. I like Clarkson. You know that I like Clarkson because he played for the Cavs. He's good. He's my guy. As much as I hate to say this, if there's a way to trade Mike Conley, you put a package together that was too valuable for this guy for him to do not good. Just not good. Not nearly his old self. Not getting as much minutes. Fine. 14 points a game. 3 boards is still good. 4 assists is not like him. 0.8 steals is, I think, a career low. So matches his career low in his rookie season. His blocks, don't expect those to be high at all. I mean, he's 6'1". 2 turnovers a game seems to be not a... That's his average on his career. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like if there's a way to trade Mike Conley, you do it and you start Jordan Clarkson. I like Jordan Clarkson. He's going to be the 2 guard, obviously. Mitchell will run the point guard. You get rid of Mike Conley. Royce O'Neal isn't going to get this many minutes. And if he does anyway, you're dumb. Clarkson's minutes go up. I like, yeah, that. Gobert. I'll give Mitchell some more minutes because he's an absolute stud. Royce O'Neal, sure. Niang, sure. Tony Bradley, sure. We just need a 6th man. That's what you lack here. Obviously, you have... No, you don't need Tony Bradley. Or... Shot... What do you do? 1 for 1 from 3? 3 for 3 on 3s. He's got a 3-point ball. And he could grab boards because he only played how many minutes? 11 minutes a game? I'd say yeah on Bradley, but Niang or O'Neal needs to go, and I feel like O'Neal's the guy that needs to go. Or if you don't want to get rid of any of them, small forward, power forward, center, point guard, and you just run a 10-man rotation with a point guard. You need a point guard, 6th man. Who could it be? Like I said, you have Rondo out there. He could be your 6th man as well. You could pick up... Chris Dunn is going to be a free agent, but he's going to be restricted. I like Reggie Jackson out there. DJ Augustine. Yeah. Yeah. So apparently Moutier is going to go to free agency this year as well. He's going to be a UFA. So if you can re-sign him, do it. Do it now. Is there a key here? I don't understand. And if you have to, I'm making a trade for a point guard. So that's going to be that. I'll just give it to Mike Conley for right now. We're in Sacramento now. Sacramento. You stick with De'Aaron Fox and you keep him, you hug him, and you strangle him until he can't physically be here anymore. You know what I'm saying? When he becomes a UFA and wants to leave, you keep him until he wants to be gone as a UFA, or if he's in the last year of his contract and he says he doesn't want to come back next season, then you trade him for somebody. But he healed. He's getting older, but he's still good. Very underrated. He's been on the incline still over his 4 years of playing. He's only inclined, technically, points per game. I guess he did kind of, in quotes, fall off this season. Just, he's still averaging 19.4, or 4, almost 5, and 3. Would like to see the assist numbers get up, but because De'Aaron Fox plays point, that's not the end of the world if they don't. Harrison Barnes, I really didn't think he was 28. I've been hearing this name for how many years, and he's only 28? Did he get drafted at 18? No, he got drafted at 20. He got drafted at 20. So he got drafted at 20. He's been here for 8 years. It just feels like he's been here a lot longer. This dude, Bielitsa, why is he here? Why is he in the NBA? I don't know. He's garbage. Just get rid of him. Rashawn Holmes, I like him. He's almost a double-double threat. If you give him a couple more minutes and maybe a year more, he'll turn into a double-double threat every single night. You just traded for DiVincenzo. I like that move. I do. I do like the move. I'd say you... How tall? You do have Jabari Parker, which is getting way overpaid. He's also very injury-prone. You have Marvin Bagley, and I hate that he's on the bench. I absolutely hate that he's on the bench. Start him. Bielitsa can go eat some pizza, I don't know. Kent Bazemore, you trade him. You're not going to use him. Same thing with Ilyasova. You could try and flip him again. Alex Len. They just have so much depth to the point to where, again, they don't have a good starting five. I like DiVincenzo. If you could, maybe, I would say maybe start Jabari Parker over Harrison Barnes. Harrison Barnes be your sixth man? I don't know that, though. Corey Joseph, if you could find a different point guard, that'd be amazing. You need one more player out there, though. And I'm going to say, you have point guard, shooting guards, power forward. Maybe you go with Alex Len, or you go with Kent Bazemore. And I think I'm going to take Harry Giles, too. If you are going to rebuild, you take Harry Giles. If you're going to want to compete, you're going to take Alex Len. But since they're going to rebuild, you take Harry Giles. You bump down Corey Joseph's minutes, because that boy ain't no stud. He's trash. He's garbage. I mean, just awful, dude. Like, come on. You get rid of him. Just get rid of him. I don't even care. Get rid of him. And you get a point guard in free agency. For right now, his minutes are going to Kent Bazemore. But you get a guard in free agency, and you get rid of Corey Joseph. Or you... he's not really that young anymore. I was going to say, or you use Yogi Ferrell. Which I don't know why he's not getting used in Dallas and Brooklyn and Dallas. He did well, you know? Oh my god. Where do I start? You free Alfred Payton. I'm not saying you trade him because he's bad. I'm saying you free the man. Free him. Don't keep him here. Free him. He could probably be a solid bench option for a different team. But would you rather be a bench option for a different team or rather be the starter for the Knicks? I would definitely rather be the bench option for a different team. Of course, you're going to keep R.J. Barrett. Maurice Harkless, what are you doing with him? Like, why do you have him? Taj Gibson, kiss goodbye. Reggie Bullock, kiss goodbye. Bobby Portis, try and kiss goodbye. Like, Frank Ntilikina, sure, you could keep that guy. Kevin Knox, sure, you could keep him. Wayne Ellington, kiss goodbye. Damian Dotson, kiss goodbye. Dennis Smith Jr., you got to give this kid minutes. You won't be disappointed in how he plays. You just won't be. Maybe because Portis is still young, maybe you could develop him a little more so he won't have to be kissed goodbye. He will not be your sixth man, though. He will be your seventh. Ntilikina will be your sixth man, and you give... Fuck, stupid. This is stupid. This is just dumb. More minutes to Robinson. I guess more minutes to Payton, more minutes to Barrett, more minutes to Randall. Ntilikina again there. Knox will get more minutes. Smith will get more minutes. You go for a small forward in free agency. If anything, you go for anything in free agency because your team sucks. Your team is garbage. You either draft a small forward or you get one in free agency. Your team is trash. Rebuild the whole damn thing. Don't try and half-ass this rebuild. You go full damn rebuild. You picked Mitchell Robinson. Good pick. You picked R.J. Barrett. Good pick. You got Julius Randle. Why? I don't know. You got Alfred Payton. Why? I don't know. You got Frank Ntilikina. Good pick. You got Bobby Portis. Why? I don't know. Good pick on Kevin Knox. I still think he's got time to develop. Same thing with Dennis Smith Jr. I don't know what happened here. Why they don't use him. Why he's not being used. They need to use him. Damian Dotson, you could argue that he could definitely be a good bench player, and they wouldn't have to go after anybody in free agency, but they just have to get rid of Taj Gibson, get rid of Wayne Ellington, get rid of Reggie Bullock. Stop with the veteran presence. Just stop it. It's not gonna work. You're not gonna contend with this shitty team, dude. It's not gonna work. Lakers, what advice am I gonna give the Lakers? What can I get? This is probably the best thing to follow up on frickin' the Nets or the Knicks. What advice am I gonna give the Lakers here? Probably nothing. Re-sign everybody. Try and keep everybody in. Caruso, play him more. If you can't keep Rondo, you can let him go. You have Caruso. You have Bradley. Keep Bradley. Defensive lockdown. A lockdown defender. He may not have many steals. He may not average one steal a game. And he may not get blocks. But the man forces turnovers. The man is a box. He puts you in a box. He's a great defender. Talen Horton-Tucker, you could possibly get him minutes. You need to stop playing Morris at center. That's the only advice I can give to you there. Caldwell Pope is not your guy. I don't think your guy is Caldwell Pope. I feel like Caruso is your guy. And then you play Talen Horton-Tucker instead. So you get rid of Caruso or you get rid of Caldwell Pope. You could afford to let go of Rondo. You get rid of, or you don't play Morris at center, and you play Bradley and Horton-Tucker. Get rid of Dudley. Keep Quinn Cook, obviously. Dion Waiters, Smith can go. Kakak is obviously staying, and Akumpo is obviously staying. Yes, I say his name wrong on purpose because I like to. The Magic. The Orlando. That's a Shams Twitter reference. The Orlando. That's what he tweeted. The Orlando. Just those two words. The Orlando. And then he deleted the tweet, obviously, because it was a mistake. But what he was going to say is the Orlando Magic say something. I don't remember what it was. It was some small deal that they did, apparently. I don't know. I like Markelle Fultz. Obviously, he hasn't been the one to, you know, he hasn't been quite what they wanted him to be. As a first pick, you're obviously expected to come in and be the franchise guy, but that wasn't the case with Philly. They traded him only after one season of stupidity. I don't know why they traded him, but I still think Orlando has their guy here. Fournier had a breakout season last season. Career highs in points per game. I think you keep him. Because I feel like this team could be a contender. Obviously, if they get back Jonathan Isaac, which I don't know if they will. If they get him back, this team could be a big contender. Ennis, I'm not going to give my thoughts on that. Terrence Ross is obviously your starter while he's gone. While Isaac's gone, Ross is your starter. I like Owundu a little bit. I don't know, for some reason to me, he kind of shows potential. Augustine's a free agent. Okay. If I'm the GM, I probably let him go. Because I believe in Michael Carter-Williams more than DJ Augustine. I really, really do. And he's taller. Way taller. And I feel like that's what you're looking in a guard now. Vucevic is an obvious keep. Eric Gordon's an obvious keep. Bamba's an obvious keep. Aminu, why? Clark, Birch, why? Okay. There's not really anybody here. If they were to get Isaac back, then obviously they could get rid of Ennis. But until then, which is probably going to be towards the end of the season, which means he's not going to be playing, or he's not going to be back by the time the trade deadline is there. So, yeah, which means they're probably going to stick with Ennis the rest of the season, which is fine. But, yeah. Dallas? The only good thing going for Dallas right now, as the Cowboys are just awful and not... Yeah, not good. Just not good. They're just not good. Oops. Doncic. Trade him. I'm kidding. Kidding. If you let go of Doncic, or if you find some way to screw this up with him, you don't deserve to be the GM of this team. And Mark Cuban doesn't deserve to be the owner of the team if you screw it up with Doncic. Hardaway Jr. Solid numbers last year. I say, sure, why not keep him? Finney Smith. I don't get it. I just don't get it. What is this dude doing? 30 minutes and not even 10 minutes, or 10 points per game. That's just bad. Porzingis is an obvious keep here. He's still really young. I thought he was like 27 to 29. He's actually 25. So that's a W for them. Dwight Powell is 29. I don't think he's their answer either. I think Seth Curry could be their guy. he moves into the... He goes to play, though. I would put Luka at small forward, but I feel like point guard is best suiting for him. Curry goes to the 2 guard, Hardaway to the 3 guard, or the 3 forward. Trey Burke. I like Trey Burke. Cauley Stein. K. Jalen Brunson I like, though. So if you could just get rid of Maxi Kleber. And then you play Marjanovic, obviously. Oh, you have Justin Jackson, Courtney Lee. Hey, speaking of the devil, here's Antonio's Cleveland. No, wait, this is Cleveland. Never mind. I don't know why I thought he was Christmas, Rakeem Christmas. I think he's out of the league. I don't think he's here anymore. Beret is going to go bye-bye, and honestly, if anybody picks him up, I will be shocked, because a 5'10 point guard at 36 years old, shocked if anybody picks him up. Justin Jackson. Yeah. Obviously, Luka doesn't need a or like a backup, really, and sort of Porzingis doesn't either. So 7'4". I was gonna say put Cauley Stein forward. He's not anything but a center. So maybe Cauley Stein's not the move. I know that Boban is going to stay. He's going to stay. Locker room reasons, obviously. They're not going to want to give him up. You have to put somebody at shooting guard, though. That's your problem. You really need a backup shooting guard. Oh, wait, you have Burke and Brunson. So you have shooting guard, small forward, power forward, center. So you don't need somebody to back up Luka. So Cauley Stein can actually get his minutes taken. You let Boban play a little more this year. There you go. That's what I think. Nets, how close are we to done? Not at all close to being done. We're about halfway through the league. No, I'm kidding. We have just about like 7 or so teams left remaining. You have Kyrie Irving, obvious keep, probably my favorite player to play the game right now. Just, you know, he's so amazing. He's so amazing. Karis LeVert, that's an obvious keep. Joe Harris, you could try and keep him, but I would move him to the bench, as you would move. As what I would think of doing here is Dinwiddie at shooting guard, LeVert at small forward, Durant at power forward, Jared Allen at center. Harris will move to the bench. Jordan will stay on the bench. Taurean Prince will stay on the bench. Bruce Brown, your new addition, will go to the bench. And Luau Karabot will go to the bench. And I don't want you to make a... Actually, Jamal Crawford. As much as I like Jamal Crawford here, I just can't think of him playing over these guys. Maybe over Luau Karabot. Garrett Temple, I don't want to see. Tyler Johnson, I don't want to see. Caruch, I don't want to see. I don't want to see Nicholas Claxton. I don't want to see Hall. I don't want to see Thomas. I don't want to see Anderson. I don't want to see Martin. I don't want to see Chioza. I want to see these guys here with a mixture of Jamal Crawford, obviously. He was only signed to go to the bubble, even though he didn't even play in the bubble because, well, he, I think, tested positive. You give more minutes to Jared Allen. Then you have Joe Harris as your sixth man. DeAndre Jordan's coming off the bench. Tarian Prince will come off the bench. Either Bruce Brown or Luau Karabat could be taken out for Jamal Crawford. If you decide to keep Jamal, I want to see him on a team again. He's an amazing playmaker. He just doesn't get the minutes to do so. Like, if you look here, bruh, he never really scored many points. He was just a playmaker. That's what he is. He's a playmaker. He gets men open, and he is a dribble god. He was the original dribble god. Obviously, Allen Iverson was that dude too, but yeah. Jamal Murray. Don't pull out the 9, Jamal. Don't pull out the 9. Keeping him. He's like, there's just no way you can't keep him. After what he did in the playoffs, there's no way that this dude is not your main focus anymore. I don't care about Nikola Jokic. I don't care. I don't like him, personally. Reason? He's a baby. He's the biggest baby I've ever seen. 7 foot, 284, and he's a baby. I don't like him, so I don't care. Gary Harris, you keep. The thing is, this team is a contender. They are also really young. Beside Paul Millsap, Will Barton, Michael Porter Jr., probably one of my favorite players right now. One of my favorite players right now. Michael Porter Jr., he's got some sort of, like, he's got some spot in my heart. I don't know why, he just does. Bol needs to find his way onto the team this year. He just needs to find a way on this team next year. Like Plumlee? Really? You don't need him. Torrey Craig can go. Monte Morris is going to stay. Porter Jr. is going to stay. Barton's going to stay. So Millsap, if he's a free agent, in fact, I think he is a free agent. If I'm not mistaken, Paul Millsap is a free agent. And he is. Let him go. There's no way you're bringing this dude back. Let him go. You bring in Porter Jr. to the lineup. The guy can ball. Plumlee can go. Craig can go. You bring Porter Jr. into the lineup, he can ball. Gary Harris, more minutes for Gary Harris. I say more minutes for Jokic and Murray. And then you got 30 minutes left over to build your bench with 2 more players. I say Bol gets bench minutes. And I like PJ Dozier. But we kind of need like a small forward here. Bates Diop could be the guy. I don't like Noah Vonleh here. Don't like Torrey Craig at all. How tall is PJ Dozier? Can play the small forward. I'm going to give him those minutes. And that's going to be your rotated. This is going to be your man's. Like, this is it right here. Murray, Harris, Grant, Porter Jr., Jokic, Barton, Morris, Bol, and Dozier. Craig, Plumlee, Bates Diop can stay. So, Craig, Plumlee, Millsap can go. Troy Daniels can as well. He's old. He's not going to play. He can go. If you really want him, he can be depth. Why not? But you're going to keep Bates Diop. Keep Vonleh. Keep Kankar and keep Cook. Probably Cook is going to be two-way. Kankar is probably going to be two-way. So you need to get a what? So Vonleh is at center. So you have a small forward and center to replace these two. So then you need power forward, shooting guard, then another small forward. I don't know. You just need to go out into free agency and get rotation, or not rotation guys, just reserves and, you know, guys that can fill in for injuries and stuff. I like Malcolm. I really do like Malcolm. And this is kind of what I want to do when I get older. I don't really know exactly what I want to do. I just feel like what I feel like doing right now is something accounting, but what my dream is to really be a GM. I don't know if people like that or not, but like my dream job is to be a GM in the league. I don't care if it's NBA. I don't care if it's NFL. I don't care if it's MLB. I just want to be a GM in the league. I don't want to be a GM in soccer. Hockey I will take as well. I just want to be a GM. It's my favorite thing to do in games, and it's probably I find it so intriguing in real life. You basically get to manage people. Like, come on. I know that sounds odd, but like you basically get to tell people their future on your team, and I really like that. Um, I really, really do. It's one of my favorite. Hence why I do so many rebuilds, is because it's just so fun. It's so fun to do. So here we go with the Pacers. Should have never got rid of Paul George. Kidding, he wanted out, so whatever. Can't do anything about it. You keep Brogdon. You keep Oladipo. Warren. I don't know. Sabonis, stud. Keep him. Well, I don't know about stud, but he's coming along very well. Turner, great player. Keep him. Jake Lamb, or not Jake Lamb. Jake Lamb's a baseball player. Jeremy Lamb. Jeremy Lamb, I say, is an up in the air decision. You could keep him. You could get rid of him. Holiday, I'd get rid of McDermott. Doug McDermott. Okay. Aaron Holiday, I really like McDermott. I like, obviously, Batazze. I don't know how to say his name, but Batazze? I don't know. I don't know what happened to TJ Leaf. I don't know. All I know is you need to play Elias Johnson. You need to play Oladipo more. Since he's already come off his injury, you need to play Oladipo more. And you gotta try and figure out a way to keep Warren. I feel like he needs to bump his minutes down though. Lamb's gonna be your sixth man, obviously. McConnell, I feel like, is a guy you could keep. Sumner is a guy you keep. TJ Leaf is a guy you keep. No. Sure, he can be like a two-way player or so. So this is what I'm going to go with. Brogdon, Oladipo, Warren, Sabonis, Turner, Lamb, Holiday, Batazze, and Elias Johnson. McDermott can go. McConnell is whatever. Sumner stays. Leaf stays. Holiday goes. Sampson's whatever. In Chicago, he played really well. 31 minutes and he put up 20 points per game. And then the next year he goes to Indiana. Really? Indianapolis? I mean, that is in Indiana, but Indianapolis. And wait, no, Indiana. Oh my gosh. He goes to Indiana the next year and he barely plays, and then when he barely plays, he doesn't put up numbers at all. He had an amazing year in Chicago in 18-19. That's so odd. Alright. Alright, we're almost Almost done. We're almost done. Just take a quick break here. Alright. New Orleans. New Orleans, New Orleans. I don't like the way they're going here. I don't like the way they're going. They are... With the trade they made with Drew Holiday, I can't tell if they're trying to contend or if they're trying to rebuild. I still don't like their trade. Because the Bucks absolutely stole that trade. If you are trying to rebuild, why aren't you keeping Drew Holiday? And why would you keep JJ Redick? If you're trying to rebuild, why would you put JJ Redick on a rebuild? He's 36. Come on now. Think. Same thing with Bledsoe. 31 years old on a rebuild. Why? And George Hill, I don't know with this team. They're going in so many different directions that I just don't know what to do with myself. Jahlil Okafor, I still like him. Killian Hayes. I don't like Melly, so he can go. He's smelly Melly. If there is some way you can trade George Hill again, do it. Do it. Just do it. What I feel like doing here is say you get rid of George Hill and you give the minutes to Jahlil Okafor. Reason being, Josh Hart is a shooting guard. He's a shooting guard. He's not a small forward. He's a shooting guard. I don't know why they have him small forward, power forward. He is a shooting guard. Lonzo, he's a point guard. Pure point guard. He's not a scorer. Absolutely not a scorer. He's a playmaker. Pure playmaker. He only passes. So if anything, I'm probably putting Redick on my bench, and I'll start Lonzo Ball at point guard and Bledsoe at shooting guard. Even though Lonzo is taller, it just makes sense because he's the better playmaker. And then Redick's going to be on your bench. Josh Hart really doesn't need that many minutes, but okay. And I feel like maybe we could bring Zion and Ingram's minutes down. Bring down Bledsoe's. Favors can go to like 28. Lonzo can go to 30. And we have 11 minutes left over for whoever you sign. Because you need to sign somebody that's not old, obviously. You have power forward, center. Now you have shooting guard, small forward. Point guard, or you could just say, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, here's your minutes, play. Or you could potentially play George Hill there, but I don't think that's the right idea. I'm giving Nickeil Alexander-Walker the minutes at point guard. Obviously, Bledsoe at shooting guard is very odd because Lonzo Ball is so much taller than him. Maybe what you could do is start Lonzo at shooting guard, but you let him play the point guard. You know, you let him play point guard. So Lonzo will guard the shooting guard, and he'll play point guard on offense. Oh, D-Rose, D-Rose. I love myself some Derrick Rose. So you can obviously tell this team is in a much-needed rebuild. And they're struggling here. They are struggling in Detroit. McRae, gone. Galloway, gone. I'm saying Tony Snell, gone. You just need to rebuild. I feel bad Derrick Rose is in the middle of this rebuild. You just got Musa, so that's good. 17's about right for him. You have Doumbaya. So, yeah. But here's the problem. You have power forward, small forward, small forward. Maybe you could argue that one of these two could play shooting guard. And Derrick Rose, I don't like his durability, man. In fact, get rid of Tony Snell. Give me him. Their starters are going to have to play a hefty load. And maybe they will have to bring back an old guy. And it's not going to be Tony Snell for sure. It's not going to be him. Maybe it's Jordan McRae. Maybe it's Langston Galloway. It's not going to be Tony Snell. It's not going to be John Henson. I mean, you could play one of these three here. But I think ultimately you bring back Tony or Jordan McRae. Or you do something better. You go into free agency. I don't like Musa as their sixth man. You go into free agency. You could sign somebody young. Or you draft. You draft somebody. Alright, that's basically that. I mean, that's basically what you need to do. The Raptors. They did win the title in 2019, but now they have to rebuild because Kawhi is no longer there. Kyle Lowry's not going to be that dude. Anunoby, I like. Siakam, I don't think anybody dislikes. Gasol's got to go somehow. Ibaka's got to go somehow. Norman Powell is good on your bench. So is Terrence Davis. Matt Thomas can go. Hollis Jefferson can go. Boucher is not going to go. Boucher can go. He's 28. Stanley Johnson, you could try him out. I say, to heck with it and give Patrick McCaw some minutes. That, I think, is the best I could do there. was a point guard at one point. How do you make Bruno Caboclo into a center after he was a point guard at one point? I don't know what to do with this team, honestly. I don't. They're stuck. They have a new president of basketball operations, is that what that dude was that stepped down? Or is that their GM? All I know is they need an actual center. What is the tallest man on it? Tyson Chandler is their tallest player. Probably. They have a 5'9" dude. I mean, come on. PJ Tucker's like 6'5" at center. Like, this is insane. How did they make the playoffs with this? A 6'5" man at center. Like, I don't know. Let me repeat it. I don't know. What is there to do with this team? Nothing. There's nothing to do with this team. 8 players? Could use a backup point guard, but they don't have one. Obviously, they're going to trade Westbrook. That's why I took his minutes down. I'd like to see him get traded somewhere to where he's not going to be in contention, and it would be funny to watch that go down. Trade him to the Knicks. That'd be funny. I really don't think that Harden's getting traded, though. Spurs. I feel like I have so much more to do. It's like 7 more. So we're getting there. DeJounte Murray, Bryn Forbes. Honestly, this team is almost perfect. This team is almost unfixable because they know exactly what they're doing here. The only thing I could really say is to start Derek White over Bryn Forbes. And that's really my only thing that I have here to say. Rudy Gay is your 6th man off the bench. Patty Mills. I like Lonnie Walker. Jakob Poeltl. Apparently this kid is a stud. I don't really believe that. But he is young. So I feel as if Patty Mills can go because they have guards galore. I mean, Forbes is their only bench guard? What? I mean, Lonnie Walker was a point guard at one point. All I know is one of these two can run the point guard. The other's the shooting guard. Rudy Gay can move back to small forward. Or this kid could play small forward as well. I like this. With the new addition of Chris Paul, this seems very good. Like, you know what I'm saying? This team seems to be knowing what they want to do. Obviously, they're reaching Booker's prime. I know Booker's basically always been in his prime, but they're reaching his prime years, which means they want to start contending, so they brought in Chris Paul. And I think it's a very good idea that they brought in Chris Paul. Maybe they overpaid for him a little bit, but I still like the move. Mikal Bridges I really like. Cameron Johnson's a great player. DeAndre Ayton is a beast in the paint. I mean, he's averaged a double-double in both of his season or his 2 years playing. Sarge off the bench. Abdel Nader got like they finessed him basically. This dude, I don't know. They just gave up on him, I guess. Kaminsky's not gonna play. Payne's not gonna play. Elia Kobo is probably the guy that I'm looking towards. And then you have Nader, of course. Saric, Ayton's got a lot of minutes there. So they really only need one piece. I mean, Javon Carter could be that guy to step in. Maybe Payne could be. I don't like Baines. If I'm them. You know what? Why not give Cameron Payne the time? Maybe you don't play Nader and instead you do play Javon Carter. But we'll have to see about that. But I like Elia Kobo there. And maybe Mikal Bridges is playing a little too much, but really it's not much of a difference. And speaking of Chris Paul, they just traded him. For some odd reason, they wanted Ricky Rubio. Okay. Again, I don't know where this team is headed. Are they headed? Danny Green. Oh, that's right. They got him for Schroeder. You know, that Dennis Scrotum guy. Rubio is their new point guard. Gilgeous-Alexander. And then Danny Green, Gallinari, Steven Adams, Kelly Oubre. Nah. No. Oubre is going to be your starter. Green will come off the bench. He'll have some time on the bench. Dort's obviously coming off the bench here, and he's going to be a great piece to come off the bench. This team, I guess you could say, yeah, they're contending, but I don't know. Nobody knows. And I want to see Ferguson and Diallo get involved, so maybe they try and get rid of Green or Rubio. Because I would like to see Ferguson and Diallo get involved in the game. Give me Steven Adams and Gallinari minutes. Nerlens Noel needs more minutes as well. Oh, boy. With the first pick, they'll take Anthony Edwards. I just know that. It's going to be Anthony Edwards. Or is it? Is it really going to be Anthony Edwards? Or is it going to be James Wiseman? Because, I mean, look, dude, their power forwards are weak. I don't like James Johnson. I don't like Juan Hernan Gomez. Culver's good. McLaughlin's good. Reed is apparently good. Layman's old. He's not old, but he's 26, and he's just not there. You know, they got a young team. Is that Evan Turner down here? It sure is. D'Lo is obviously good. Malik Beasley has definitely stepped up a little bit. Okogie, I like. Got a lot of 6'4s here. 5'11, that's going to be a little bit of a, I don't know. I say they do take Anthony Edwards. Man, I seriously don't know, actually. It's just going to be, honestly, a toss-up. And I think they're still tossing it up between themselves right now. Okay. They think this Reed guy is good. So maybe they don't pick Wiseman and they actually do go with Edwards, moving Beasley to the bench, and that pushes out, I don't know. I'm totally stumped on this team. Maybe they do take Wiseman, and that puts Wiseman into the starting five at power forward, most likely. Unless Cat wants to move to power forward, then that's fine. And that pushes probably Johnson off the team altogether. Yeah, that's really my only insight I can give them here. Obviously, they're not going to take said insight, but it's really my prediction there. Portland, there's not much to do here because they're such a good team, and I had them going I had them going all the way. I didn't have them winning, but I did have them going all the way. Unfortunately, that did not happen. But you do have Damian Lillard. He's an obvious keep. McCollum's a keep. Covington you just got, so obviously you keep him. I'm keeping Carmelo Anthony. Yusuf Nurkic is staying. Rodney Hood is staying. Gary Trent Jr. is staying, obviously. I would like to keep, I would keep Whiteside, Collins as well, Simons. Really, like I said, nothing to do here. I think you have the team to compete. Yeah. I just think you have the team to compete. I don't think you need to do anything here. That's the first time I've ever said that. There's probably going to be another one, or another time I say it. I do want to move. Okay, they're kind of short. They're kind of playing the low ball here. The small ball, I see. A little small ball action going here. I do like Marquise Chris because he played for the Cavs in for 2 games. He played for the Cavs for 2 games. Curry's obviously staying. Thompson's staying. Wiggins could find himself on a new team. However, I believe he would stay. Draymond, again, could find himself on a new team, but he could stay. He's been so not him these last couple of years, man. Yeah, I don't know what to say. If Draymond does find his way on another team, you're obviously starting Pascal. You have Damian Lee, which is not the greatest. Jordan Poole, I really like. Toscano, not really. Not really him. I like Kai Bowman. And Smailagic is probably your guy behind Looney. So if you can do this, and probably this, and probably that as well. If you see Draymond Green go to a different team, you're going to give, obviously, him minutes and Kai Bowman minutes. But if he does not go to a new team, I would prefer him off the bench. But I feel like this is your 9 here. And Draymond gets traded. And last, certainly not least, Washington Wizards. John Wall is going to be back this season. And Bradley Beal is not going anywhere. And it's a smart move by them. Davis Bertans is going to be turning into a center here for me. As Thomas Bryant's going to stay, but he's going to come off the bench and he's not even going to be the 6th man. Ish Smith is actually going to stay. I really like Ish Smith. Mo Wagner, I don't like. Mahimi, obviously, I don't like. Gary Payton is whatever. Jerian Grant is whatever. Garrison Matthews, I'm not really sure who that is. And Jonathan Williams, I'm also not really sure who that is either. Mo Wagner is going to stay, I guess. Jerome Robinson's obviously going to stay. Ish Smith here. And then Troy Brown Jr. What I don't like is how their starters are getting 24 minutes. In fact, we're going to look at that real quick. Bertans. Bonga can go to 26. If I really wanted to, I could take out Wagner. I still don't like Isaac Bonga. I still don't like Isaac Bonga. The Troy Brown got more off the bench than he did starting. Maybe I could move Hachimura to small forward. Bonga gets some low minutes because he's just not good. And Bryant goes back to 30. John Wall actually is going to get some more minutes. Obviously, they're going to want to ease him back in. But he's John Wall, so. That is it. Yep, that's it. Apparently this dude's an 86 overall. He's trash, but whatever. This guy just... I think this is the guy that just passed. That sucks. Not real, not real, not real, not real. You can tell they're not real by looking at their stats. So that's it there. And I did all of that to not save it. But that's really the best I'm gonna get there. So yeah. See you guys later.